Welcome to Big D. We are in Dallas where the Toronto Raptors tonight on the second night of the back-to-back. Sherman will take on the Dallas Mavericks. No easy task, but we should look back at one the Raptors will kick themselves for probably at some point for letting it get away. They had an 18-point lead and allowed the Pelicans to shoot almost 64% in the second half, come back and lean them out at the wire.
Well, you're right, Neil. They allowed the Pelicans to shoot over 51% for the game, and offensively, I thought the Raptors struggled late in the fourth quarter trying to figure out how to attack. Now, we've seen some issues with this team over the last couple games offensively, but they had decent flow in that first half. They got away from the ball movement, but these are things to learn from and grow from. You got to understand how to close teams out.
Yes.
Even though New Orleans didn't have quite a few of their quality starters, that team was hungry. They're in the chase for the Western Conference to get into the playoffs, and they had no quit in them. That's a lesson they've got to grow from.
Well, I was impressed with the way Toronto bounced back after the Houston debacle. They came back with a lot of good energy early on, and Sherman, the second night of the back-to-back, they're going to have to do the same when you think about Dallas and the potency that's waiting with the Dallas Mavericks offense.
Man, do they have options. I tell you what, this is a team that has trouble on the perimeter, trouble in the front court. You add Amari Stoudemire to the mix, and he's a guy who can have those offensive spurts. Dallas is a very rounded team. They're good defensively. They have some guys who can break you down off the dribble. They have what I call a future Hall of Famer in Dirk Nowitzki. They have all the elements of a difficult matchup for the Raptors, and it's about, as we've talked about many times, how focused can they be?
Right.
How much can they have that resilient factor in them? How much can they not quit and check out on the last game of a road trip and stay locked in on the task at hand? All those challenges are going to be right in front of them. We've seen them accept those challenges and fight through that throughout the course of the season, but this is going to be another stiff one.
It really is. I mean, we haven't even touched on the fact that they've got Rondo running their offense, Monte Ellis, who I thought could have been an all-star. You talk about the Hall of Famer in Nowitzki, Stoudemire, Tyson Chandler, a former defensive player of the year. This team is loaded, and they're in the middle of the pack in the West. And Sherm, you make a great point. You don't check out at the end of the road trip. And I would have to think that after the Houston game and last night in New Orleans, after letting that one get away, this team might come in with a whole bunch of mental resolve and try to get this one, probably give you a good 48-minute effort.
Yeah, absolutely. You think back to that long road trip over the Christmas break. You know, they had that game against Phoenix, and it was the last game of the road trip, and they kind of walked away from that one, and that was something that left a bad taste in their mouth. So I expect them to come out full energy, ready to go, understanding how to close the road trip off. We heard DeMar say today about knowing that there's a day off coming, you can leave it all out there. Well, they're going to get a day off after this, so they've got to go out there and really attack Dallas, or else Dallas will take care of them.
All right, you can tune in to see how much, if all, they leave out there. The game will be seen on TSN at 8:30, and you can hear it on Sportsnet 590 The Fan also at 8:30.